Welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are tuned in to Daily Dive. It is Monday, February the 3rd, 2025. I'm your host, Michael Carvelis, in Guyton, Georgia. Producer Joe is behind the scenes in back-to-back 6-0 Banditland, New York. We are live on 12 on Sports via YouTube and Roku. Subscribe to the 12 on Sports YouTube channel for other great shows and live sports. On today's awesome episode of Season 3 on Daily Dive, we're going to get to game recaps after a 7-game slate that went down. Also, the missing pieces. Two teams that I think are just maybe one piece away. And, of course, 3 stars of the weekend. Without further ado, we want to let you know this show is presented by tickets.12ouncesports.com. That's tickets.numbers12lettersozsports.com. Get your National Lacrosse League tickets for less by going to that website. The website includes every sport and your favorite artist concerts because we all like music, not to mention Broadway and theater. Tickets.12ouncesports.com. Now let's get into our 7-game slate. It is time for game recaps, and yes, that is a horrible-looking graphic, but darn it, we're going to do it. So, let's get into it. The Halifax Thunderbirds defeated the Vancouver Warriors by a score of 10-9. Now, in this game, Ryan Tarafinko had a hat trick with 2 assists. Aiden Walsh made 43 saves for Vancouver. And by the way, interesting face-off note here. Alex Stopakis of the Warriors won 16 of the 23 face-offs against Jake Withers. But it didn't mean much. By the way, Warren Hill I know he only had 29 saves. He was electric in the final 2 minutes of that game. Halifax got a gigantic win. Next up, the Calgary Roughnecks defeated the Ottawa Black Bears by a score of 11-8. And I'm going to be honest, folks. I'm looking through the pick'em of a lot of people. The only one I can see is like someone from Buffalo Sports Collective. I believe it's Phil, who had a 5-2 week, that actually picked the Roughnecks to win this game against Ottawa. Ottawa's offense is so piss poor, it's absolutely insane. Jeff Teed had another donut on the scoreboard in terms of goals. Had 3 assists, 8 loose balls, meant nothing. Goa Abrams was not even needed for the Calgary Roughnecks because Cam McLeod had 36 saves, and when the other team is scoring 8 goals off of those saves, doesn't really matter too much. So shout-outs to Cam McLeod for holding it down. Again, 36 saves, not great. If you had told me going into this game that Curtis Dixon and Dane Dobie were going to combine for 2 goals and Calgary was going to win comfortably, I may not have believed you. But Tyler Pace had 4 goals. Jesse King had 3 goals. It's like, that'll do, donkey. That'll do. Calgary gets another impressive win. They are currently 4-3. Christian Del Bianco, I love you, man, but imagine how this team would look with you. But then again, like I said, Cam McLeod, did what he could in this. I don't know if Del Bianco would do any better than what McLeod just did, but it's a thought. All right, next up, the Buffalo Bandits. Okay, this is crazy. So, the Albany Firewolves, I told you guys going into this NLL Finals rematch, had to jump on this team early. They scored the first goal, and that was about it. It was Buffalo, and Buffalo again. And I'm going to be honest, Albany never looked competitive. Didn't even come close. It took Doug Demerson 12 minutes and 19 seconds before Glenn Clark had seen enough. And that's an awful look for the Albany Firewolves. Andrew Kidd allowed, allowed 10 of the 16 goals in relief. Yeah, some kind of cold pill you are, Andrew Kidd. And it's not, I'm not going to say it's Andrew Kidd's fault. I know Buffalo's a juggernaut, but guys, Albany is so bad right now. And you, listen, I know Adam Levine can call me out about the players that are out. Dude, darn all that, okay? They're not like the Rock were. The Rock held floor. I know the Rock were 0-5, but the Rock at least were competitive in all but one of their games. The Rock actually stood a chance and made you believe a little bit. The Rock without Tom Schreiber and Latrell Harris played the Bandits well, led them in the fourth quarter. There is no excuse for Albany. This team was in the finals last year. And I'm done harping on this team. I'm done with the Albany Firewolves this year. I told you guys it was a must-win. I didn't expect much, and they gave me less than that. So shout out Albany, but shout out to Josh Byrne. Good Lord, something in my eye. There we go. Josh Byrne had 5 goals and 5 assists, and yes, he did make our 3 stars of the weekend, just so you know. Alrighty. In a game that no one picked, as far as I could see, I haven't checked Preston's picks or who you got. The Nighthawks. Listen, I reported that Ryland Hartley would dress. It turns out Ryland Hartley was starting for the Nighthawks against the Wings. I know Hartley's numbers were not fantastic. He had 32 saves and allowed 12 goals. I don't know if Hutchcraft would have done much better. I think Hartley had a good game. The Wings' offense is amazing. Jarvis Terrence had 5 goals, but it did not matter because 2 goals, 8 assists, and 13 loose balls from Connor Fields. Ryan Smith and Thomas McConvey, another hat trick. You can always count on Connor Fields and then one of those Ryan Smith, McConvey, and Lanchbury to have a hat trick. Sisselberger had 18 of 30 face-off wins and an assist, by the way, which was pretty cool for him. But yeah, Wings, I was surprised they lost this game, as I'm sure most people were. But this one came down to Rochester's offense, and I'll just talk about this game actually in the next segment more, because I don't think these two teams were that far off. But again, I'm going to get to that. But still, kind of impressed by Rochester, man. They've been playing well. I say well in a sense, they're 4-6, so well is used lightly. But they've been in games. And 4-6 is not the worst thing in the world, by the way. The next game we're going to get to is Game of the Week. Lived up to it on ESPNU. And I do have a small little conspiracy theory here. Maybe I'll save that for Overreacts. But there was another fight on a nationally broadcasted game in the U.S. I'll leave that alone until tomorrow. But I just thought it was interesting. We always get this little fight, and that was more like of a dance-off between forget the Mammoth player's name. I think it was Brett Mitchell, I believe. And he tried to square up with Billy Holstrasser. They got a few soft licks in. That was about it. A little bit of it. By the way, MJG79 says too many teams rely on 1 or 2 O guys to do all the work. Single stars don't make a championship team. Agreed. Tournament Sports is kissing themselves on the ass with the tickets, which I know I appreciate. I'm just making a joke there. But yeah, Rock lived up to the billing. They are totally back. I know they've only won 3 in a row. It feels like they've won 4 because they could have beaten the Bandits easily without Schreiber and Rogers had they held on to that game. And I know ifs and buts or candies and whatever they call that stuff. But Rock went into Colorado in front of 10,000 people, 10,411 people, and held the Mammoth to an overtime game. And by the way, can we just give a violin right here? Not even a timeout. A violin here for Dylan Ward, who had 57 saves, and it meant next to nothing because the Mammoth lost. That sucks, dude. That's got to suck. And he only allowed 9 goals. And again, you lose by 1 in overtime. That's brutal. Toron Eccleston, who I swear to you, I know I'm butchering that name somehow. I'm just going to go on the pronunciation thing real quick. It's not worth it. I'll do that later. But I think his name is Toron Eccleston of the Swarm. Had a breakout game. That game in Las Vegas got chippy late. But Swarm won a game they were supposed to. And it was only 16-14, but they were like, that game was not really close. So I give credit to the Swarm for actually winning a game I thought they should and did. And finally, have you heard of the guy named Thomas Kajzik yet? I made a tweet saying, listen, Frank Scigliano having a kid is the best thing that's happened to Scigliano and to Thomas Kajzik. And that sounds weird, I know, and it sounds lame. But if had Scigliano's wife not been pregnant, he wasn't on leave, we might not have seen Kajzik. And the kid's been amazing. I said last week he allowed 13 goals. This week a first half shutout in San Diego and only allowing 8 goals for the game. No big deal. The kid's is made of steel in more places than one. All right, when we come back to this awesome show, we're going to get into missing pieces. I'll try to think of a song reference for that when I come back. But don't go anywhere. I know you won't. This is Daily Dive.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We have an audio-only podcast version of the show. Go to Spotify and search Daily Dive. Keep those consumption hours. I don't want to say coming, but sure. Keep it on the way, if you will. I also want to apologize to the Instagram folks. I did not post the story that we're live until just now. So if you're joining us, hello and welcome to the show. So the Philadelphia Wings and the Rochester Nighthawks had a game this weekend, as I already talked about. A game in which, remember, Connor Fields, who almost made 3 stars, by the way, 2 goals, 8 assists, and 13 loose balls were pretty stinking good. Ryan Smith, Thomas McCombie had a hat trick, like I said. Sisselberger was good. Hartley looked good in his first start. And I will give credit to Riley Hutchcraft truthers because I was buying in this year as well. Hutchcraft had almost an 80 save percentage this year and was benched. So it was a good thing Rylan Hartley won. But Rylan Hartley, you're on the goalie hot seat if there is one. That aside, this is not what this segment is about. Hear me out. Last season, a certain team added a player late in the season. And that team went on to go on a little bit of a streak. That team was known as the Buffalo Bandits. That player's name is Paul Dawson. You're like, well, Michael, I guess I remember that. Like, what exactly happened? Well, Buffalo, I'm going to do the quick math right here. They finished 11-7. 6 of their losses came before Paul Dawson arrived. After that, they went 5-1 and made it look so easy in the playoffs, swept the finals. This year, that same team that was 5-1 is now 6-0, which means they're 11-1 with Paul Dawson. And I'm not saying adding Paul Dawson specifically is the best thing that could happen to anybody. I'm not saying the Bandits are not already built defensively as it is. I'm not saying the Wings or Nighthawks should trade for Paul Dawson. All I'm saying is this. I truly believe both of these teams' goaltending, both of these teams' offenses are good enough to maybe win a championship if they add one true defensive guy. Again, it's obviously not Paul Dawson. But who? I mean, I'm trying to think of the players right now that you could add on your team that I don't want to say might want to get out of town, but a team might want to trade for. If the Seals keep going the direction they're going, do you grab Eli Gilbrecht of sorts? If the Thunderbirds never get going, does Colton Armstrong push you over the top? Jordan McIntosh of the Swarm. And I know player circumstances, etc. And I'm not saying any of these guys are linked. I'm not reporting. I'm simply saying when you have Ryan Hartley / Riley Hutchcraft, pick your poison. When you have Connor Fields, Ryan Lanchbury, Thomas McConvey, Ryan Smith. When you've got Ian Lord already, you might only need another, like a captain, a guy who can come in there and be an enforcer. Heck, Elijah Gash. I don't know. The Rock wouldn't do that, but you get it. If you're for the Wings, you have Nick DeMude, who's not a slouch. You've got, Connor Sellers, who to me is not a bad defender, but he's just overwhelmed by a lot of other players that are on the team. They got Liam Patton, but Scott Dominey is out for the season. You've got, on offense, Mitch Jones, Brian O'Neill, George Terrace. We know. Both of these teams could argue if we have one guy on defense that can kind of be the enforcer, be the last line of defense before the last line of defense in the goalie, I'm liking their chances. And you're like, Michael, why did you think of this? Like, what are you talking about? These two teams play, the Nighthawks won, sure. Here's the thing. Someone made a great point on Twitter that, hey, the Rock are clearly the second best team if healthy. And I got to thinking, Rock have a great defense, Rock have a great offense, Rock have a really good goaltender. But is it possible Rochester or Philadelphia is just one guy away from pushing them? And I'm not saying they're going to be where the Bandits are. But do I like my chances way better with a guy like Gilbrecht or Jordan McIntosh Yeah, I do. Heck, I don't want to do this to the Black Bears. If the Black Bears keep struggling, I don't know if they'd ever do this. Give me Callum Jones. What do you want? We'll give you one of our offensive guys in a pick. I'm not kidding. These two teams to me are that close. And again, the Buffalo Bandits last season in week 15, they were 5-6. Okay? They had allowed a boatload of goals quite a few times. They didn't do that again, and they haven't done so since that point up to modern day. That's exceptional. And it might have been Paul Dawson being the extra glue piece to put it all together. To be the missing, I don't want to say glue piece, the missing puzzle piece. Good, thank you for Producer Joe for the graphic. I am stupid for not catching that reference. I knew it was a puzzle. My brain was going stupid. Anyways, when we come back to this awesome show, we're going to wrap it up with 3 stars of the weekend. Some really good performances in 7 games, but only 3 could make it. We'll talk about it next. This is Daily Dive.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME get you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pods Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
What up, everybody? It's producer Joe, the baddest daddy in producing history, here to tell you all about the baddest, daddiest merch store. Go to the link tree in the bios of either our IG or Twitter, and from there you can access merch for the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. I repeat, the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. We got hoodies for when your girl comes over and wants to cuddle. Just don't let her take it when she leaves. How about a baddest daddy cap for when you lie about how much you hate Mike in this show, but you're still here? We've got beanies so you can do that in the cold too. Guys, what's going to happen when all these moms see you dropping your kid off at practice in this thing? Want to sip like a daddy and feel like a baddie? Check out that mug. 6-time NLL champ Johnny T and savior of my Buffalo sports childhood knows what I'm talking about. Guys, I'm really going to need you to start buying shit because I'm getting sick of doing Instacart. But yeah, go check it out so you can start repping and supporting the brand. Producer Daddy out.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When today's awesome show ends and you are getting your tickets to the next National Lacrosse League game, buy them for less at tickets.12ouncesports.com. That's tickets.numbers12ozsports.com. You will not regret seeing things live knowing you got your tickets for a great price. And enjoy the game. It is now time for a Monday tradition, 3 stars of the weekend. And I'm going to be honest. You got Josh Byrne, Connor Fields, Josh Dowick, Teron Eccleston, Thomas Kaisick, Mike Triolo. There was a boatload of guys that had a great game this weekend, but only 3 could be named our stars. So, Josh Dowick, owner's son, 4 goals, 1 loose ball, game winner, Mr. Clutch. I see you, not Captain Clutch, that's Andrew Q. But Josh Dowlick, you have been really good this year, and now that performance gives you a third star. Second star, breakout star, if you will, Teron Eccleston. 4 goals, 4 assists, and 3 loose balls led the way for the Swarm as the young player got it done in a game where they needed every bit of that offense. And the first star of the weekend is, I don't know if it's our first repeat winner of the year, but it's a guy who's won 2 first stars now. Who else? Josh Byrne. Every week you can pick a Buffalo Bandit performer, whether it be Vince, Byrne, or Smith. This week it's Byrne for the second time. 5 goals, 5 assists, 4 loose balls. Sir, you have my full respect. Josh Byrne MVP, back-to-back MVPs, is looking pretty spicy right now. I'm not going to lie. By the way, follow... Oh, and I just want to let you know the attendance is down below. I did not post on Twitter the Dogs attendance. I kind of lost track. It's 5,110. The league had 5,000 plus, including a couple 10,000, 18,000s. But darn San Diego for 45-78. Good thing, too, because the fans that didn't show up missed a first half shutout, courtesy of a 20-year-old, which is insane. By the way, follow us on social media at Daily Dive LAX. You can, that's on Twitter, Instagram, and you can even look up YouTube for our videos, our little segments in there. I'm on Twitter at Michael Carvelis. Producer Joe's portfolio is on Instagram at Baddest Production Father, or reposting memes and funny videos and cute videos, and Moodang at Daddy_produces, and Bigo's at LG Lacrosse 49. Thanks for watching today's awesome show. Reminder, you're the bread, you're the butter, you're the, what the crap is the Pro Bowl anymore, to my NFL weekend, or whatever this, call this off weekend that the NFL has. And Luka's on the Lakers now, but yeah. For all of the people that come on the show as a guest, like those that come, those before, and guys like Adam Levy and Pat Gregor every Friday, thank you for sharing your audience and platform with us, giving us validity team relevance. For Bigo, who's always tapping away on social media, and producer Joe, who's the best production father I know, I'm your host, Mike, saying have a great day. See you tomorrow, same time, same place, on Sports. This has been Daily Dive.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.